was in a spelling bee in middle school, my word was cool, and I spelled it, like cool, shouldn't be too hard for me, C-O-L-L. Wait, spelling bees! Not seen as much here in the UK, which is a shame, because they look a lot of fun.
Iridocyclitis.
And certainly in no way massively traumatic. When I was in first grade, I almost won the spelling bee because I correctly spelled pink, and then about 2 minutes later, I misspelled the winning word, ink, and it haunts me to this day. You think I've gotten over the time in 5th grade when I got the word business in the spelling bee and spelled it a business for ink again? Nitrogen, first word too. I was so nervous that I involuntarily blurted out O as my first letter. Exist started EGG. I lost the Iowa State spelling bee because I misspelled scissors. I spelled it ashkiraj. We had a spelling bee and the first boy got the word of and he spelled it UV. Thinking about how when I was in a spelling bee and my word was umbrella and I spelled it based off of thinking about the Rihanna song, so I spelled it umbrella. 4th grade, first round. I got gum. Okay, gum. Jay, sit down. Anxious, I spelled it anxois. I was 1 round away from winning and I spelled barbecue, BBQ. Mine was breathe. I spelled breath and my teacher kept going, are you sure? Are you sure that's the end of the word? And I was like, what the fuck would come at the end of that? P? Fortress, 3rd grade. It's all this bastard's fault. Emma was in the spelling bee in 7th grade and had to spell cucumber and spelled it as cumcuber at the spelling bee tryouts, and my word was fork and I spelled it F-O-R-C-K. They gave me a second try and I spelled it like F-O-R-C-K again. I spelled canopy wrong in my 3rd grade spelling bee. I spelled it a canopy. Duo. I spelled it do. I was in a spelling bee and I lost to the word macaroni. I spelled it with a Q. 2nd grade spelling bee, my word was opera. I spelled it like Oprah. The audience laughed. I won my 8th grade spelling bee after coming in 2nd in 7th grade when I misheard crinkle as kinky. Word was slay. I spelled it S-L-A-Y and did the stabbity stab hand motions. Not only did I lose, I got sent to the principal's office. Leprechaun! I was in a religion that taught they were evil when my grandma wouldn't let me practice that word. I am 48 years old and will never forget losing a spelling bee in elementary school. I spelled hoax instead of hexagon because I'd practiced hoax so many times. Apron, swapped the O and the R. Yeah, what you spelled there is a pawn. Assassin. I thought it was a trick and didn't want to spell ass. Jazz. I accidentally said the letter G instead of J. Say something. You like gas? In 8th grade, I was super confident on the word squawk. Squawk! Jogger, I spelled it Georgia. Thought I had an ulcer after that fucker. 5th grade, the judges said delicatessen, and I said, what? Ms. Wade's class, the word was girl. Grill! I went out on essay, spelled it S-A. In 6th grade, I lost a spelling bee on purpose because I didn't want anyone to see my boner. Fluffy. Grade 3, I was 9 years old. I just walked up to the microphone and I said, Fluffy. Acceptable. I was the first one up, and as soon as I said EX, I saw my mum facepalm. Cement in 5th grade accidentally started with an S, then cried in front of the whole school. Oh, it was balance. I forgot the second A. Why are you making me relive painful memories? Hey, Tom Vasquez, don't beat yourself up. It was a long time ago. No one's laughing about it now. Bonks. I was in a team spelling bee. I told the girl how to spell tortoise correctly and she went up there and spelled it a tortilloz. I wanted to fight. Forest, I spelled it forest. I'm not a smart man. The word I spelled wrong was incorrect. Fuck, I just remembered I lost the spelling bee in 3rd grade when they asked me to spell school and I said school. Literally the word spelling. I misspelled brewery and my last name is Brewer. Throw back to the time I made the city spelling bee and I was the first person up and they gave me yacht and I spelled it like Y G. I'll never forget when I lost the spelling bee because I spelled conceited instead of conceded. I literally spelled the harder word. Opinion. I spelled it opinion because I got tongued off a townge tied. 4th grade and the word was September. I have no idea how I spelled it, but I was escorted off the stage. People. I had so much confidence, but I spelled it peppole. I spelled lumberjack, lumbergack. I didn't even notice until I got eliminated. I was so confused and the teachers thought I got out on purpose. skull emoji. Sparkle. And if that wasn't bad enough, I tripped over the microphone and fell in front of the entire school. My dad had heard about it before I even got home. His greeting was, well, hello, Miss Microphone. In West Virginia, my brother was asked to spell spatial, and he said S-P-A-T-I-A-L, and the judge said, wrong! And the next kid was given the same word and asked, can you use it in a sentence? And the judge said, well, Christmas is a very special time of year. My 6th grade Catholic school teacher eliminated me because I didn't capitalise the B in Bible, which isn't a thing. Bric-a-brac. They prefaced the spelling bee by saying that hyphens didn't matter, and then I spelled it without hyphens, and I lost. But let's end pleasingly with the humiliation of a spelling bee invigilator themselves. My fave memory is 4th grade, when I won a spelling bee for spelling herbivore. And my principal goes, wow, I can't even spell that, you're so smart. And I said, how do you not know how to spell that? Mic fucking drop.